Going live. What up, everybody? I just got home from my parents' house and I figured, let's go live. Why not? Let's go talk with some peoples, see what's going on, talk about some things. So here we are. We're just going to wait for the chat to populate. And I'm probably going to edit this down later, but I always end up saying that and it usually doesn't happen. What up, smallmouth outdoors? KM. What up, dudes? How goes it? Hope everybody's doing okay. No, I don't want to save any of this. Well, we got 46 people in here already? Jeez. Welcome to the party, everybody. So I just got home from my parents' house and I figured I got really nothing to do right now. It's Sunday night. Why not go live? So here we are. Here's some things I guess we could talk about. Some future plans happening that it's going to take up a lot of my time, believe it or not. Who would have thought? What's my favorite color? Black. If you didn't notice. But you get those people that are like, "Oh, black isn't a color." Actually, it's every single color. Black is. Every single color put together equals black. So, what are we learning / drawing this evening? I have not drawn much this evening. I was working on some geometry yesterday, though, and just playing with Metatron's cube. I actually have recently spoken with Robert Edward Grant on Instagram, which was super cool. I've been following Robert's work for a while now on Instagram and a bunch of his YouTube videos. And he ended up sharing one of my videos on Instagram. And I was like, it was crazy. So I ended up, messaging him and we chatted back and forth for a while. And it was super freaking dope. So if you don't know who Robert Edward Grant is, let me just pull it up real quick so I can show you. So you guys can know who I'm talking about. Let me pull this up. Give me 1 second. OBS was being a pain in the butt earlier, so hopefully this is going to work. So, bam. Okay, cool. There we go. This is Robert Edward Grant, this guy right here. Hold on. It's kind of chopping this off, isn't it? Hold on. Let me try to just slide this over a little bit. He has remarkable geometry. In fact, I don't know if he's got his gallery on here, but I highly recommend going to his Instagram and checking that out. But the guy is a geometer. He's a polymath. He does remarkable work. His illustrations and his handwriting is just phenomenal. Like, look at this. Here, let me move my little me out of the way. Oops, that's not me. I'll click on you and move me out of the way. Look at his handwriting. It's absolutely gorgeous. I absolutely love his handwriting. But that's Robert Edward Grant. But I spoke with him, which was super cool. But yeah, as I said earlier, I was only playing around a little bit with Metatron's cube. What I really want to try to figure out, which is super difficult apparently, is trying to figure out how to draw the Archimedean solids. I could pull that up too and show you guys. Let's see. Archimedean solids. Trying to come up with this using the compass and square. Let me come back to this window. Bam. So Archimedean solids, for example, still have to be made up of regular polygons, but you can use multiple different types. Whereas, the Platonic solids are all made up of the exact same shape. The cube is just 6 squares. The tetrahedron is 4 triangles, like equilateral triangles. The dodecahedron is 6. Why is it escaping my head? It made up of all the same shapes. Whereas the Archimedean shapes are made up of all sorts of different types of shapes to make these spherical things. And I'm trying to find tutorials and stuff on how to do this with the compass and square, but I've still yet to come up with anything. So we'll get there, and I'll be sure to share that with you guys eventually. But yeah, that's really all I've been drawing lately. I haven't done a whole lot of drawing, to be honest. In fact, the next thing I need to do, I've got to put time aside because I said I would do this. I'm sorry about my buddy John. He asked me forever ago to draw him a tattoo, and I still haven't done it yet. And I'm super sorry, bro. I will get around to doing that. He wants Thor's Mjolnir hammer along with Stormbreaker crossed along with Thor's helmet in the middle. And I don't usually draw like, you know, Marvel stuff or anything like that. I'm usually drawing my own randomness, so I've been putting it off just because I've just been kind of like, oh, I don't want to draw that. But I'll get to it, bro. I'll get to it anyway. And then I got another friend who wants me to draw something else, so I'm gonna be super busy with drawing. Hope my stream isn't lagging too bad right now because it was lagging on my end just now. Let me know if it's lagging for you guys. What's up, everyone? Astro Guy, hi from Ohio. What up? Have you looked into sacred geometry of the scarab beetle? I have not. Revel to expand. Why am I getting... Is my stream okay? It says my stream is okay. Seems fine. Okay. It's just acting weird on like the little preview screen that I have. It's acting all weird. Anyway. Dr. Grant from Jurassic Park? No. Not that Dr. Grant. No. Robert Edward Grant. He's a polymath, geometer, mathematician. It's just remarkable stuff. Oh, another guy I recently found on Instagram. I forget his name though. Hold on, let me find him. Another really cool dude to look up. Forget his name. He actually has a gallery. Mark A. Reynolds. Let me see if I can pull this up. This guy does beautiful geometry. Oh, I saw his work. He liked one of my posts, and I, started following him, and just he goes all out when it comes to making that stuff look good. All right, Mark A. There he is. We're going to zoom in and move the window over. Look at this guy's work. Oh, this is gorgeous stuff, guys. Look at that. Stunning. That is just absolutely beautiful. But apparently he's got a gallery in New York. I'm pretty sure it says it on his profile here. I have no idea how to pronounce that, but the Pierogi Gallery in New York. So, highly recommend looking at that. Just the way he does the colors in there is just absolutely beautiful. And here you can see the cosmic egg of life. That's what this one is right here. You can see that. You see the egg right there. I don't know if it's the egg of life, but it's egg something. Cosmic egg, I don't remember. Robert Grant also has a few illustrations about that, but beautiful, beautiful geometry. So good. Love it. I saw someone using your name in a Fortnite lobby today. Was it you? No, I do not play Fortnite. I apologize. I mean, if it was Phantom Universe with the O and the Phantom and the 1 in Universe, then I guess they are, copying me. But if it was just Phantom Universe, then I don't know. But no, I did not play Fortnite. Adam Savage made one of those. Mm-hmm. Okay, the Discord has expired. I keep making a new freaking Discord link, and it continuously expires. But I click on that stupid thing to make it to where it's not supposed to expire. So let me come and do this again. Let's see. Invite people. Okay, I click on that. I hit the copy link. I see this will expire in 7 days. Edit invite link. 7 days. I'm going to make this never. Okay? No limit. Generate new link. Copy. Alright. Discord link going in the chat now. Okay? Now, heads up. I am not on the Discord a whole lot, in all honesty, guys. I'm not never been a real fan of communication on the typing. It just takes too long, and I'm always out and about doing something, and trying to communicate with you guys on my phone is just a pain in the butt. So if I am going to message you, it's going to be later in the evening when I'm on my computer or directly to you in a chat lobby. But it's been a long time since we've actually done a chat lobby, in all honesty. No lag. Okay, cool. Astro Guys on Starlink. Very nice. Very nice. My parents finally got Starlink. Like, they live in the middle of nowhere on this mountain, and they had like 3 megabytes per second download speed, and it was horrible. It was so bad, and they finally got Starlink, and it bumped them up to like 60 to 80, and it's still not the best, but it is so much better than what they had before. What they had before was painful. Look at the moon. I'm serious. It's not round right now. Well, I mean, probably not. Are you serious that link also is expired? There's no way. I just created it. If that link is expired, I'm sorry. Let me know and I'll fix that again. Yes, it was full a couple days ago. That is a fact. All right, so some craziness happening in my life. I'm getting ready to purchase a sharpening business, and I'm sure some of you guys might have taken the poll of me trying to come up with the name and logo and stuff like that. Everything you guys have seen is not what I went with. So I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody who participated in my poll and, me talking about the business. But I ended up going with something completely different, and I want to show you guys that now. Actually, do I have this set up to where I can do this? I don't. Ooh. Okay, hold on. I got to make another little window here in OBS so you guys can see what I'm seeing. Give me 1 second. I can just add. All right, you're not going to see me for a second because I got to add some things. I should have done this earlier. I forgot to. I'm sorry. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to do add window capture, InDesign. Okay. Well, that is not capturing what I wanted. All right, maybe we're not going to do this right now because I should have set this up earlier, but I can definitely bring up I can bring it up in here. So, hold on, what is this? Technical difficulties, give me a second, guys. Exit out of that. Oh, that was the Discord is what that was. All right, so this is what we're going to do. I'm going to click on this. I'm going to go over here, click on you. Open this up. I'm trying to show you guys the logo I actually ended up making. Bam, there we go. Okay, so then I come back here. Bam. Make this a little bit smaller. Any edge sharpening. I think it looks pretty freaking dope. Took me a long time to come up with that. There were so many iterations and different, fonts and styles and whatnot, but this is the one I think I just finally decided to go with. So, any edge sharpening, it's going to be a mobile sharpening. So, I'm buying a truck with all this equipment. I'm going to be driving around, going to salons, groomers, restaurants, anything that needs an edge sharpened. I'm going to be sharpening that kind of stuff for you. And turns out you can make a decent amount of money doing it. So that's what I'm going to be up to. I'm super excited for it. So that's the logo I decided to go with. So look out for that. I'll be around. But I'm going to be eventually, hopefully, working up to where I can sharpen any edge, because that's the name of the business and that's the thing. Now, obviously, I'm not going to be able to sharpen everything. Some things are going to be out of my capability. For an example, like for like paper sharpening, like the big guillotine sharpeners, you can either do that by hand, which is kind of sketchy, and you have to be really good at it if you're going to do it by hand. But mostly, there's like these gigantic industrial machines that they have that swipe back and forth to sharpen those kind of things. But mostly I'm going to be sharpening knives, shears, clipper blades, chainsaws, carbide saw blades, just really kind of just the average thing. And hopefully it goes very well. And what I'm super excited about is that I'm not going to be in like the same building. It's literally a truck that is like a workshop. And I'm going to like gut out the whole thing and redesign it the way I want it. And eventually, hopefully, I want to make it to where I can maybe even like sleep in it, like have like AC and heat in there, and to where like I can go out without having to get a hotel. I can just stop somewhere and just sharpen, which would be super freaking cool. And I can go anywhere I want. So I'm super excited about it. We'll see how it goes, but I'm going to come back over here real quick. And, but it's going to start around February February 1st is hopefully when we're going to be closing this deal. Everything so far is going pretty smoothly, but I got to do all the, I got to be doing all like the legal stuff. That's what I've been having to deal with for the past few weeks right now. And we'll see where it goes. I'm super excited about it, and it gets me out of the house to do more stuff out and about. And I'm going to learn a new skill and trade. I've already been out with the guy I'm purchasing the business from, and he's shown me basically the ropes and how to do everything. And I picked up on it pretty quickly. He was actually pretty surprised how quickly I picked up on it. But what can I say? It's just how I roll. I'm able to just understand things and do it very well. It's kind of been the story of my life, to be honest. I started a job and they're like, have you done this before? I'm like, no. And everybody's like, wow, okay. Funny story. So when I stopped doing the gunsmithing, I did gunsmithing for 6 years. I started doing construction or like contractor work. And I started doing like backsplashes for tile. Day one, I walk in there and the guy's there and he's trying to do this complex, zigzag tile pattern. And he keeps breaking the pieces or whatever, and he's getting pissed trying to do it around this outlet. And so he's like, I'm going to go to lunch. You do this. And so he just takes off. He just leaves me. This is my first time meeting this man. Well, it's not my first time meeting him, but like my first time like officially like being in the same room, just only talking with him. And he disappears on me. And so I just do the whole backsplash on this wall. And the dude walks back in, and he's like, oh my gosh, that's beautiful. Have you done this before? And I'm like, no, sir. He's like, that's amazing. Now, granted, it wasn't perfect. Like, one of the problems was that I didn't have, like, the grout areas very nice and tidy and clean. So they had to go through and clean out all of the gaps in between all the tile for the grout, which was a pain in the butt. But, hey, that was my first time doing it. What can I say? But, the whitetail to knife is so cool. Oh, I know, right? Looks good. Come back in here real quick. Anyway, long story short, I'm able to pick up on things pretty quickly, and I'm pretty good at it. Come back up here. You should post most likely hours you're on Discord. That's probably a good idea. The thing is, it's very random when I end up on Discord. I don't have a very good schedule is one of the main problems. The moon was very bright last night. I did see that. We had a ViaSat before they pushed 16 megs to use. But we didn't get the best service with them. Starlink is amazing, even with their best effort. Dude, it's amazing what Elon Musk is doing. Like, that dude is doing some amazing things, and, the establishment hates him for it, and it's hilarious. Even though he's doing exactly what they want with the whole, like, electrical cars thing, even though that is not the solution to our problems, the electrical car thing. I don't know if any of you have been paying attention to, like, who some of the guests Joe Rogan has had on his podcast, but what was that dude talking about the cobalt mining? If you haven't seen that, go listen to that. It's horrendous. What up, Iron Metal? Big number. And what up from Philly? What is a sharpening business? A sharpening business is exactly what it sounds like. Sharpening. You're going to be sharpening edges, knives, everything you can think of. That linked worked. Very good. What theories, if any, of Randall Carlson's theories do you question? The Carolina Bays, the origin of the Carolina Bays. Randall Carlson believes that the Carolina Bays were created from an airburst event where like a cometary fragment came into the atmosphere and exploded, and like the shock waves created the depressions in the ground essentially. And the reason why he thinks that is because the Tunguska event left behind similar oval-shaped depressions in the swampy marsh. So I've had a discussion with him about it, and he has a very good argument for it. But my biggest problem is, like, sure, the Tunguska event did leave behind these interesting depressions, but the depressions we see for the Carolina Bays range in sizes from like 10 feet across to 3 miles in length. Huge, crazy depressions. And the way they orient, like the way they point, going like the ones up in New Jersey are pointed more like horizontal to the west. And then as you go down the East Coast, they repoint themselves, whatever the word is, more to the north. and they all intersect at one spot. And I just don't feel like that would be possible with an airburst event, because if it was just an airburst event, then all this debris is coming in all at the same direction, all across the Earth, I mean, I don't know. I just think it's more likely in my book, and I'm not an expert on any of this, guys, but keep in mind, I'm not an expert, but I should have my own opinions. I think it's a better argument that they were the after shock, or not shock, the aftermath of a object plunging into the Laurentide ice sheet over top of Michigan. I think Antonio Zamora has a very good hypothesis, and I would love to see more investigation put into that, but the academic world needs to stop thinking that they know everything and start to actually put funding into that, because they have no idea. They themselves admit they have no idea. But oh, it was the wind. Okay. But yeah, that would be the thing I question. But I'm sure there are other things that I might disagree with him about, but the thing is, the man is so smart, and he has looked into so many things that I haven't, that when he talks many times, he's bringing up things that I've never really heard of before, never really thought of before. So it's kind of like, I have to take it at face value when he first tells it to me. But I know there's a few things we don't agree with, and the Carolina Bays is one of them. But who knows? He could totally turn out to be right, or Antonio Zamora could turn out to be right. I have no idea. We shall see. Never knew sharpening was a full-time business. Absolutely. Absolutely, it's a full-time business, and if you hustle, you can make a really decent living off of it. Come to find out, and it's all about reputation. If you ruin people's scissors left and right, you're obviously not going to be making any money, because word of mouth is going to be like, oh, he sucks at sharpening, so don't do this guy. Don't do any edge. He'll just ruin everything you give him. Obviously, you're not going to make money doing that. But if you get really good at it, then you'll make a lot of money. And everything I set out to do, I plan to be the best I can physically possibly at it. There's no half-assing it. There's no, oh, leisurely, oh, this is just my job. No, if I'm going to do it, I want to do it the best I can. And my current job, refinishing pianos, has been the most challenging job I have ever done so far. Like, working with wood and the chemicals of the finish is just a realm that has been extremely challenging for me. I'm good at it, don't get me wrong. I'm able to, produce a very nice finished piece, but it just takes way too long for me to get there. From the struggle of getting a reaction, having to strip it back down, to put it back on there, to do it, it's just a pain in the butt. So I'm okay with it, but I don't want to be refinishing pianos my entire life. It would just be a pain in the butt. Greetings, Happy New Year. Yes, Fernando. Alvarado. Did I say that? Happy New Year, everybody. What's Randall on about again? Isn't he sort of like Graham Hancock? No, I would not say Randall's sort of like Graham Hancock. Graham Hancock is a journalist. He basically takes other people's work and translates it into an article for other people to read. Randall Carlson is more, I would say, of an actual... What's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. I feel like Randall Carlson is far more thorough and like nitpicky when it comes to not only what he says, but also what he investigates. He's very into geology, especially when it comes to the scablands and the megaflood fossil features through the northern United States. He does have some of those, more out there ideas when it comes to the academic world, but I do believe that his theories and ideas and hypotheses are based more in a reality than Graham Hancock's. When you hear Graham Hancock talk about, psychedelics and the possibility of, us being able to open up a new channel and, possibly levitate rocks with our minds, that kind of goes, to a different level of kooky, I guess would be the word. I'm not saying it's wrong. Who the heck knows what's actually true? But Graham Hancock is that flamboyant guy who says those controversial things because the academic world has been on his butt for a while now. And I do feel like he says some things to get underneath their skin. But he also, I think, believes what he's saying a lot. So, I mean, I don't know. I've never done ayahuasca. I don't know the experience. Who knows? But I would say Randall Carlson is more based in the physical reality world of the scientific papers he reads versus Graham Hancock being just everywhere. Okay, I guess that's the best way I'm going to explain it. Alep, you have amazing talent. Please keep it up. I appreciate that very much. So another thing, obviously, I'm not very good at posting on YouTube as often as I used to be. I know, I apologize. It's just honestly finding the time to do it. And my Adobe Premiere Pro expired, so I don't have that anymore. So that's kind of been one of the reasons why I haven't been posting. So anything I do post on YouTube is from editing on my phone. So the quality isn't as good and all that kind of stuff. Or if I just go live here, obviously this works as well. But when it comes to like producing longer format videos, I need to download or buy another subscription to do that. And right now, I just don't have the money. I'm super broke right now, and I'm purchasing a business, and I've been like pinching pennies for the past few weeks / months now, and I'm basically like ending all subscriptions for most things is kind of what that's at. So we'll see where it goes. But one thing I do want to do with this whole sharpening business thing is create a new YouTube channel and post like on the road videos of whatever happens today at work kind of situation. We'll see how it goes. I'm probably gonna, I don't know how well it's gonna go, honestly. It's probably just gonna start as just a randomness, me talking to myself on the road / a whole lot of time-lapse videos of me sharpening scissors. We'll see, but might as well make some kind of content for you guys. We shall see. Oops, this has jumped. Lance Corporal, veteran. Always thought anyone getting paid for sharpening was a part of a larger business or a side business. Yeah, that's if you make it a side business, but it's going to be my full-time, and the piano job is going to be my part-time. So basically the plan is I'm going to go into the piano thing like early in the morning, get a little bit done there, then take off before noon to go do some sharpening, and then show back up to do a little bit more. And my boss at the piano place is letting me leave the truck there at the shop, so I don't got to park it here at my house because I've got nowhere else to put it. And that's going to basically be my schedule for a while, so we'll see how it goes. I like the N and E. Brilliant. Yes, I appreciate that. The chainsaw in the N, that was like a last minute, like, ooh, like idea. Like this thing's like, you're sitting there staring at something, you're just like, man, what does this need? And all of a sudden it just like smacks you in the face. The older iterations of this, I should actually try to pull that up and show you guys. Hold on, let me see if I can find it real quick. Do I still have it? Okay, yeah, here we go. Drop you in here. And drop you in here. Okay, so this was kind of the first iteration I had of any edge. And it didn't work out because people couldn't read it. I had some people get it and some people didn't get it. So obviously you guys understand what any edge is now, but I had people being like, an edge? And I was like, oh no, that's not going to work. If like people can't read it, then this isn't going to work. But I was trying to make it work with the Y being the pair of scissors. It was just too obscure. People couldn't get it. Then I moved to a very close iteration of what you guys see now. Let me get my little camera here out of the way so you can see it better. But it was just too thin. It was close. I was almost there kind of situation, And as anybody who's a graphic design artist totally understands, like there's always more you can do to something, and then you have to get to that point where you just have to stop, otherwise you're just going to keep nitpicking at it all the time. But I got to this, and it was okay. It was closer. I was like, but there's still more I could do, and then all of a sudden, bam, we landed on this, and it looks so much better with the bolder text, and the added graphics of like the carbide saw blade over. Can I click on this so you can see my mouse? There we go. The carbide saw blade, and then the chainsaw in the end, and then I changed change this to uppercase, and then change the font of sharpening, because if you look at it over here, oops, wrong one. Sharpening kind of disappears. You can almost not notice it, if you know what I mean. And then that font, that bolder font, plus tying it into the knife, just really brings it forward. And I love it. That's one of the reasons why I love graphic design. One of my jobs for a while was working at a print shop as a graphic design artist before working at the gunsmithing place. And I loved doing graphic design, but I hated it. I hated doing it for other people because other people have just no clue what it takes to make something look good. And it just drives me nuts because they think they're the experts because I want this. And you're like, this is not going to work. And you're just like, ugh. They treat you like and they treat you like trash too, man. People just treat you like trash. It drives me nuts. That and my boss was just so hard to deal with. Anyway, moving around for work is great. Working for yourself is great, really. It's worth the extra responsibility and stress to start. That's what I'm told. I'm not gonna lie, these past few weeks have been very stressful, especially with just all the legal stuff, because like paperwork and taxes and legal everything. It's so like my brain just doesn't want to process that kind of stuff. It drives me nuts. May the odds be in your favor, and you never lose a digit, right? Well, luckily, I'm not going to be dealing with quickly moving sharp objects. I might cut my thumb or the end of my finger, but I'm never going to lose a digit. Hopefully. If I lose a digit, I will be super upset because I play bass. And one of the dudes that recorded our song, Worst Case Ontario, lost the tips of his pinky, ring, and middle finger on this hand from a saw blade. And he was a guitarist, and it just completely killed his ability to be able to feel the strings. And apparently it just hurts so bad because, you have pads on your fingers. And when you no longer have that, and all you have is just this little soft nub, apparently it's a pain in the butt. And I couldn't imagine losing any tips of my fingers. Justin, okay, impressive. I really like it. My grandfather had a sharpening business. He made a decent living. Yep. I'm super excited about that. And the sharpening business, like I said, it's going to be like my main source of income. But the plan is to eventually continuously do other things. Like I'm going to continue to do the piano stuff as much as I can. And obviously, doing as much as I can on my social media, because I do make money. It's a little bit, but it is money off of monetization here on YouTube. So, which is super nice. But it's definitely not enough to live off of. I would have to do a major overhaul, or I would just have to put so much time into YouTube videos to make it actually profitable and work. And it's just right now, that is just not a possibility. It's like I need the money now, and I can't wait for it to just show up. You know what I mean? Astro Guy, learn to sharpen broadheads. Oh yeah, the plan is to learn how to sharpen any edge, to be able to sharpen any edge. Like that marketing. I think it rolls off the tongue very well. What does he sharpen? Oh, any edge. Well, that's the name of the business. Look at that. I think it came up. It's funny how I came up with that name because I ran through so many freaking names, guys. I had this huge long list of different types of words that had to do with sharpening and precision and industry, like just so many words, and just throwing them all together or whatever. And I'm sitting at the dinner table with my mom and my dad and the guy who's helping me get all this set up. And I'm just looking through, I'm scrolling through a thesaurus on my phone, looking at words. And I just remember my mom, because I like the word edge, Originally I had Phantom's Edge on there, but we got away from that because it just wouldn't be appealing for somebody who has no idea who I am. And that's one of the reasons why the polls I did was, I realized that the polls I did was very biased because you guys know me as Phantom Universe. So of course you're going to go with Phantom's Edge. That's awesome. But somebody who's never met me before, Phantom's Edge, what is that? Anyway, love the word edge, but I was trying to find the word, a word that ended with Y to try to make the scissors into the Y at the end of the word. And I just remember my mom sitting there talking, and she's like, oh, well, he can just do anything. And I was like, I don't remember what she was talking about. She's just referring to something. She goes, there's anything or whatever. She said any. And I was like, it just snapped in my brain. Any edge sharpening. And that's what it became. So it's super cool. I'm my family's knife sharpener. I've even had my wife bring her coworkers' knives so I could sharpen. Oh yeah, dude. That's another thing that would like always happen when I was out like training with this guy. Is like we would just be in the back of the truck sharpening, and all of a sudden you get like a knock, dung, 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 on the back of the truck. Like, can you sharpen this? And there's somebody with just a bucket of kitchen knives that just showed up. Like, where did you come from with all these knives? Like, wow, that's nuts. But yeah, um, yes, what a shame what's happening at the mines in Africa. Absolutely, it's pretty sad and disgusting. It's literally the Hunger Games, guys. We exist in the Hunger Games, and we in the first world industrial capital cities are the capital. We are the people in the big polished buildings, and the rest of the world are in the pits outside. And it is depressing. It's sad, and it's disgusting. Super upsetting. um, I think he's a Mason. Kim B, are you referring? Hold on, who are you referring to? If you're referring to Randall Carlson, then yes, he is a Mason. Yes, yeah, okay. Yeah, Randall Carlson is a Mason. I know I'm a little late in the chat, but I love the design for your sharpening business. Ian from Louisville, Kentucky. Why, thank you, Ian. I really appreciate that. I put a lot of time into that logo. A lot of sweat and tears. I'm not going to say blood because I didn't cut myself, but sweat and tears. No, I didn't cry over it, but we will say I sweat over it. What name did you pick? Kim B, I went with Any Edge Sharpening. Here, I'll show you again. Bam! Any Edge Sharpening for Kim B. Park and Sharp. That would be funny. That would be a funny name. But no, it's already legally Any Edge. I got the paperwork right here. Got the legal docs. Got the legal docs right here. Hold on, you can't see me. Oh yeah, you can, kind of. Got the legal documents right here. Okay, Any Edge. So that is actually the legal documentation, by the way. I'm not just showing you a random piece of paper, but I'm not going to turn it around for you. Of course not. That'd be stupid. Much respect for your content. Good day from Australia. Why, thank you, Jack Reacher. Ian, I think it'll do well after the first week or so. Just word of mouth will get it rolling. Yeah, and my mom is like my biggest, cheerleader. She's already like going to like her hairdressers that she knows of and be like, "My son is getting ready to sharpen, so you better call him." Oh, I also made business cards. They're over there. Let me go. Let me grab those. I think these look dope. So that's what I made the back of them look like. Where it's got the info with what I sharpen, but Any Edge Sharpening. Look at that. Looks so good on the business card, doesn't it? Love it. Got a whole 500 of them. Bam. Business cards. So I'm excited to get going. It's gonna be super cool. I'll tell you what's the most satisfying part about it is taking somebody's like crappy scissors that they're like, oh, I used to use these all the time, but they just don't work anymore, and I wish I had them back. And I take them into the truck and come back out with them, and they just cut like butter. And there's the reaction, you can see it in their eyes and on their face, just this joy of like sharp things. It's so satisfying. Khem, I was just joking, lol, sorry. It's Any Edge, as you see. Yes, but Park and Sharp, is that what it was? That was still very good. That was still very good. Yeah, looks good. Bad thing about working for yourself is you never actually get off work. I do hear that. I have heard that before. Anything you create on your own is rewarding. I'm curious as to what primary sharpening system you will be utilizing. I might have recommendation or two. Well, it depends on what I'm sharpening. If I'm just sharpening a knife, I forget the name of it, but it's like these two tungsten, they look like washers almost, that you initially use to like get the like the correct angle and edge back for most knives, and then you would use like this piece of well, what did he use? He did have a lot of things that I probably am not going to end up using. He had like basically everything you can think of in that truck to sharpen something with, like every gimmick you can think of. But he had like his set 3 things that he would use until he finally got the finished edge on there, which was a really sharp edge. But he's been doing it for like a decade and like 12 years or something now, officially. So he's got a decent amount of experience. And but I've been watching a bunch of stuff on how to sharpen different things. But as for like actual names of like machinery and brands and stuff like that, I am completely illiterate on that so far. I have no idea the name of nothing yet. So we will get there though. My son plays jazz bass. Jazz is pretty cool. I play heavy metal. Most people when I show them what I end up playing in my band, they usually kind of like give me like a face of like, "Oh wow, I can't. Aren't you supposed to understand what they're saying?" And I'm just like, "No, you're not." It's like he's eating the microphone. It's like no, he's not. He's just screaming. That's what that is. But if you want to look up my band, it's Of the Oceans. I actually put a link in the description of our YouTube channel. We've got 2 official official music videos out. We actually have a show coming up this the 11th. I think, is that what it is? Is next Saturday the 11th? Oh, I gotta look. I'm pretty sure it's the 11th. No, I was dumb. The 14th in Greensboro, North Carolina, at the Club O, also known as the Queendom. So, if any of you fools are out in North Carolina, in Greensboro, come to the O. Look them up on Facebook or wherever. In fact, I'm pretty sure I posted I did post in the community part of my channel the flyer for it. So if you want to come out, hang out with me, hang out with the band, listen to some heavy metal and some whatever else they have playing, then I'll see you in North Carolina. But yeah. Where are you and your new business located at? I am in Virginia. And that is my first time telling anybody that right now. So, at least anybody on the YouTubes. So, the thing just jumped. You ever done straight razors? I have not yet, but I have watched a bunch of videos on how to. So, that's one of those things that you have to do by hand on the stone, though. And then you gotta get a strop, and you gotta strop that burr off the edge of it. Hey man, played Overwatch with you a few years ago. Hope you're doing well. What up, The Dawn? I am doing pretty well so far. Can't complain. Family secret: save the metal shavings to put around pecan trees. What does that do? Just an Oki. And how would I do that? I mean, if I vacuum up stuff, I'm gonna be vacuuming up everything. I don't know. What is that supposed to do? I have no idea. Steve. Now you get it. See, because the thing is, when I start to do something, I'm gonna be the best, at least the best I can be. And if I'm gonna sharpen, if my name is Any Edge, then I will do my best to sharpen any edge. But I will not sharpen something that is irreparable. If you come at me and I don't think I can sharpen it, then I can't sharpen it. But I will do my darnest to learn how to sharpen any edge I can think of. I've been thinking of everything. Like, there's so many things that you wouldn't even think of that needs to be sharpened. Like, for an example, quilters, they've got some scissors. Obviously, salons, nail nail salons, they've got these devices that are supposed to like act as like files on for nails or whatever. That takes a special machine actually to sharpen, but they need sharpeners. Dentists, like those picks and stuff, they need sharpening. Now, apparently, though, dentists usually sharpen their own tools. So I don't know. And there's a whole lot of lingo. Like I've been watching a whole bunch of videos of like dentists or like people sharpening dentistry picks and whatnot, and it's quite the process. And there's a lot of terms and stuff that I don't understand. So who knows if I would ever get to that? But basically, the whole thing, because like one thing I noticed while I was out sharpening with this guy, is that we would get people that would show up and be like, "Hey, can you sharpen this? Hey, can you sharpen that? Hey, can you sharpen this?" And it's just been like I had to continuously say, "Yeah, we can do that." But if it's in the name, if the business's name is Any Edge, then they don't have to ask, "Hey, can you sharpen chainsaws?" Well, it's there in the logo. Can you sharpen carbide saw blades? It's right there. Can you sharpen these kind of scissors? Yeah, that's the whole point. That's the whole point. But obviously, I'm not gonna be able to sharpen every single edge there is out there. But I will do my darnest to be able to sharpen anything that's handed to me. Hello from Hawaii. Enjoy watching your videos. Thank you, Brandon Laura. Larua? I think it's how you say it. Yeah, his story is absolutely insane. The mine. Will Any Edge have its own Insta we can follow? Yeah. I'm gonna basically try to make like a whole social media platform just for Any Edge. And if all goes well, maybe that might be the main place where you're going to find the most recent content from me, because I mean I'm going to be doing it every single day, you know what I mean? So posting on there would probably be more active than most other places, but we shall see. Hey Steve, I've got way too much money in JNets to sharpen my razors. FN expensive. JNets. Hold on. What do you mean JNets? That's an acronym for what? I gotta look this up now. Oh yeah. Yes. Those things, like the stones, are remarkably expensive, especially for decent ones. I've never seen them called JNets though. That's new to me. It's going to take a long time to be the best at straights, but I'm sure you can do it. I believe I can do it. Improve yield, and if you vacuum up dirt, it will be okay. Well, I will do my best to remember that. That is very interesting. Steve, I know people will still ask. I'm fully aware, but if I hand somebody my business card, if I do this, but hey, I do sharpening and I show them this, then they already know. Like it's already in their brain that I'll be able to sharpen whatever it is they want to give me without even asking. But hey, I don't know. I've never done this before. We'll see how it goes. Japanese natural whetstones. Yes. Yeah, that'll get it to pop off. An Instagram page with photos and videos before and after sharpening. Yeah, it actually is very hard to photograph a remarkably polished edge. It just is a white glow. So, but hey, if somebody who knows what they're looking at, is paying attention, they will definitely see it. I've been following a sharpeners group on Facebook. So like, where they post all sorts of different questions and things like that, and I'll eventually probably be posting on there as well when things show up that I need to figure out how to sharpen that I don't know how to do it. But we will see. We will see how it goes. Well, it is 10 o'clock, everybody. So we've been at this for about an hour now. So I might just call it there, but just wanted to say Happy New Year to everybody. We're 8 days late, but you can get over that. Happy New Year. Got some new things happening in the making. Follow me on Instagram. Actually, I ended up deleting TikTok off my phone, and I'm honestly so glad I did. Like TikTok is such a time dump of just nothingness. Not when it comes to like posting the videos. It was fun posting the videos and whatever, getting, you know, the following I got, but like it just grabs you and you can spend hours just scrolling through there getting nothing done. And I'm like, I've got to stop doing this. That, and it's Chinese spyware. So I didn't want that anymore. So I got rid of it. So I no longer post on TikTok at all anymore. So the only place you'll find content from me is on Instagram and on YouTube. And I also have a how-to, but I never post on there just because I never post on YouTube as it is, and I'm sorry for that, but it is what it is. But of the oceans, look us up over there if you like heavy metal. If that's not your thing, then I guess don't. If you're in North Carolina, Greensboro, come check us out at the Club O. It's gonna be super fun. And I think we're going to call it there. So I appreciate everybody who stuck around so far, all 19 of you. And I'll see you all next time. Later.